Next up, we have Okiba Crackdown by Bossfight, featured in Geometry Dash, is my understanding. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's... Oh, wait! Oh my god, hang on!
I am, requesting a No Man's Sky. You know, double giveaway, Vintage Sky.
Extreme is sponsoring a giveaway for No Man's Sky on top of... So we're giving away a copy of No Man's Sky, and we're giving away a copy of Vintage Story. We have two giveaways today. Thank you, Extreme Tuber, for your continued support once again. So yes, for those of you who have not played No Man's Sky, No Man's Sky, absolutely brilliant game. They completely redeemed themselves. I absolutely love it. So, yeah. So I'm at a gym today that looked so much like you that I stared at him so long he assumed I was waiting for the machine he was using to tell me it was. Yeah, no, I really need to play more of this game. The game is incredible. I know that they just got a new update today. So I will start Citizen. So yes, we are giving away a copy of No Man's Sky, a copy of Vintage Story as well. Double giveaway today. What if I don't want No Man's Sky? Well, then you don't sign up for the No Man's Sky giveaway, and that's it. It's a really good game, though. It's a really, really good game. So, let me explain how requests will work. Might as well, right? So, do not request yet. Do not request yet. But... to request a song, you will need to type into the chat !SR, followed by the YouTube link of the song that you want, or the title of the video. If you're on YouTube, it can only be the title of the video. Do not request songs just yet. You will need 10 Botrix points to be able to request a song. You get those by watching the stream. Every 5 minutes, you get 5 points, unless you are a member or paid subscriber. In which case, it's 10 points every 5 minutes. To see how many points you have, type into the chat !points. And Jim versus Jimmy versus James, yes, there you go. So, thank you, Extreme, for the very generous donation. I really appreciate it. So we're going to have a double giveaway today. We're giving away a copy of No Man's Sky, as well as a copy of Vintage Story. Vintage Story, of course, we are running a server on the community. You do need to be on the Discord for that, but... yes. Oh, that's 2 copies. Oh, shit. Okay, we're giving away 2 copies of No Man's Sky. Extreme is giving away 2 copies. Yes, okay, so that's 2 copies. 2 copies of No Man's Sky and a copy of Vintage Story. Holy shit. Or do you want to give people the option for No Man's Sky and Vintage Story? Or no, you want No Man's Sky. So, holy shit, can I exchange the copies of No Man's Sky for a briberless launcher? No. No, because these Extreme Tuber gave us the money explicitly for those giveaways. To No Man's Skies, that's for sure. So yeah, Extreme Tuber has given the money for the explicit purpose of gifting the No Man's Sky copies. So there you go. There you go. For the Vintage Story one, yes, you can request for the $20 voucher. Holy shit, we're giving away 2 copies of No Man's Sky and 1 copy of Vintage Story. Insane. With that, let's go ahead and do this, actually. Holy shit. Thank you, Extreme. Thank you. Let's do this. Next up, we have Okiba Crackdown by Bossfight, featured in Geometry Dash, is my understanding. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a Layman-Friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, members get early access. Artists, I want to collaborate with you. I can offer guitars, Mongolian throat singing, you know, the little kind of thing, voice acting, whatever. I have a whole spiel for it at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Otherwise, disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them in full. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. Okiba Crackdown, let's go. So we start this piece, of course, with a very, very cool jingle. Jingles are short usually stingy, like catchy types of melodies that are very, very short. Like that usually as introductions. Delirium, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Welcome today. How you doing? So we are having a short jingle giving us an introduction to the piece. Let's see where this goes. Are we allowed? I mean, you can, but it's rude to tell. Look, it is not good etiquette of stream to go into somebody's stream and tell them to go watch somebody else's stream. You do as you will, but I'm advising you. It's often seen as rude if you jump into somebody's stream and hey, somebody else is live right now. So yeah. So Brutal, welcome today. How you doing? So let's hear it. Okay, so what? So we start with a very nice groove going on right now. So a groove, usually it's the amalgamation of your rhythm section or accompaniment. We're having that was perfectly cut off. So we are having the drums doing their thing. IDK, welcome today. Welcome to Twitch. So we're having the drums doing their thing. We are having this really nice funky keyboard. It's very funky. Like we're having a very funk-esque groove going on right now. And most importantly, the bass is syncopated to the drums. So syncopation just means offbeat, right? Offbeat. And usually for funk, you want your bass to be syncopated to the drums. You want your bass to be one of two things. One, locked in with the drums, like inseparable bond between the two. Or number two, in funk, you want the bass to be doing its own thing. This is one of the weird things about funk. Funk has groove, and the thing about groove is that every instrument is basically doing something completely different from one another, and which to the point that each individual instrument could be argued as doing something different. Like if you play each individual layer, you wouldn't be able to tell that they're playing the same piece. But once you put them all together, all those little contradictions that they would have, all the pieces, all the bits that would usually contradict one another, end up working very nice together and just creating a groove. Funk is a very contradictory genre in that sense, because you have the instruments, basically none of them being in alignment to one another. Yet, it still works. And of course, if you want to hear good syncopated basses, listen to basically any funk song out there. If you want to hear a good example of a bass and drums being very, very locked in, listen to the bass solo of Goat by Polyphia. The bass solo in Goat by Polyphia, insanely good. It's an insanely good bass solo. It's very fast paced, and it's a very weird rhythm that he has, but it's very fast and slow at the same time. And every single time that the bass hits a note, the bass drum does as well. And they are so in sync with one another, it's insane. So yeah, we have that going on. And right now we're having this. We introduced the vocals, which would mean this might be a song. Let's see where this goes. So we bring... I like the bass having that higher note. And off the ramp we go. Off the ramp being a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial, by that I mean there's no official academic definition, or at least I'm not using it for the sake of simplicity. And off the ramp is what I call a transition. It can be it's a specific type of transition. It can be as short as a couple of beats, can be as long as an entire section, and the point of it is to make your listener feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where you land, kind of like going off a ramp. How do you do that? Remove the drums, maybe the bass as well, which is what has happened over here. Let's see where it goes. Oh, we finally bring this synth, giving us our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. Really, really cool. Let's see where it goes. We're slowly reintroducing the groove. And we have another synth at the top, giving us a little bit of build-up. Let's see. Vocal sample. We drop the beat. Insanely good. I need to subscribe to this guy. Such good music. So we drop the beat, and unlike in other genre, in other electronic things we've seen, where it's, you know, the whoop whoop bass has nothing new or brings completely unrelated material, we are using the melody that we just had right now during the off the ramp, during the build up, and we're using that as the drop beat. We're using that as the whoop whoop. It is so well played, Bossfight. Let's see where it goes. Oh, we bring a keyboard at the top. Doing the keyboard at the top, doing what is known as a run. A run just means that you're playing, you're usually playing just a scale. It's usually a one-off thing. It's very nice, very skillful, really cool. Let's see where this goes. Nice potato, nice. Another run again. Variation on the first drop that we have. We're now adding a couple of more effects, including, you know, altering the octaves that we're sliding the notes up and down, but we are in essence still repeating the same material. Let's see where this goes. I don't know, Extreme, no clue. All right, we bring in a new rhythm. Ooh. How many songs have been done so far? Stallion, do you mean today or in general? We have done a lot of GD songs so far. Welcome today, man. How you doing? So yes, now we're bringing in a new groove. We're using some of the other parts, and we're introducing a new groove. Let me see. Today, this one is the second. Yes, second. Yeah, this is the second of the day. So yeah. We have a new rule for these, by the way, so it don't matter. So let's see where this goes. So the little like chime that was hitting in the previous part now is giving us the beat, which is a good way of transitioning between materials. When you introduce something that is going to be fundamental in your following section and is not going to interrupt too much the previous section, you introduce it during the previous section so that you can smoothen the transition a little bit more. So let's see.
Electronic music is really
and neither from the live queue, that's true. Vocal section and okay, and we bring in off the ramp again, and we bring in this synth engaging in a small solo. So once again, when you're making music, you want to keep a very careful balance between what is familiar and what is new. Too much familiarity, too much repetition, too much of the same thing. You risk boring your listener, they tune out. Too much new material too quickly, you risk overwhelming your listener, they tune out. However, there is one universal exception, which is solos. If your solo is cool enough and it fits enough, you can get away with it. It can be any instrument as long as it sounds good. Hidden Crystal, welcome to the Hydrogen. And the other exception, there's another exception for electronic music, which is dropping the beat. Which is why I mentioned how dropping the beat and reusing the material we just used is a fairly uncommon practice in these, because usually you just go wild and do whatever you want during the dropping of the beat, and as long as it sounds cool, you get away with it. However, reusing the material you already have, yeah. And yes, Ergonizer, and entirely on purpose. Let's see where this goes. Okay. So now we are having a meta call and response. So call and response is basically a musical conversation. Part 1 starts, when it stops, part 2 starts, when part 2 stops, 1 starts, back and forth, call and response. And right now we are having a really cool one where we're having a variation of the groove that we had earlier as either a call and then the solo being the response. And we're seeing them alternate between one another. This is really cool. Let's see where it goes. There's the groove again. New version of the groove. Ooh. Drop. This is drop. We bring this entirely rhythmic, cycling through different elements, giving us a break from everything else, doing something completely contrasting while keeping some of the rhythms we've heard before. Let's see where it goes. Some of those vocal samples. Oh. Yeah, and the rhythm here resembles a little bit to the accompaniment of the synths that we had at the start of the groove. So that's where the familiarity is coming from. Let's see where it goes. We bring in this new groove with what sounds to be like a saxophone synth, maybe a trumpet solo. Oh, very cool drums with synths playing very straightforward in the background. Off the ramp again. Bringing in the new drums. Building up. And we bring in the drops. We bring in the melody that we used for the drop, or a variation of it. At least we're building up towards another drop. Let's see. Yep. We start a recapitulation of the first drop, so recapitulation, which is just basically you're either repeating or referencing very closely material that you've done before. That was my computer, sorry. So yeah, very, very cool. If it works really well, why not do it again? So let's see where it goes. Up to you, Valid, up to you. Yeah, Bossfight, I've enjoyed Bossfight a lot. I've enjoyed his music a lot. We've done quite a few of his tracks by now, and I've enjoyed every single one of them a lot. He's Bossfight. Like I've noticed this across the different creators of Geometry Dash that we've done, you know, Creo, Solkrieg, F777, Dimrain, all these different artists, and Bossfight, and each of them will excel at something in particular. For example, Extrulor, he has an insanely good sense on how to use his motifs and orchestration, how to combine orchestral with electronic, and how to then use his melodies in his drops. Insanely good at that. Creo, he has this insanely good use of silence. He knows when and how to use silence in such an effective manner that it just completely blows away, like it completely just transforms his entire work. Solkrieg is insanely good with, you know, all these polyrhythms and all these kinds of combinations. And then we have Bossfight, who is really good at just creating groove. And by the way, groove is the old term. Nowadays, we call it vibe. Vibe is the same thing as groove. Same thing, just different, just different decade. It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Is the same thing, and Bossfight just excels in creating that. So let's see where it goes. We have the it's a synth of a cowbell. It's a synthesized cowbell. It's a synthesized cowbell. That's what it is. That's what it is. I was trying to figure out what it was. It's a synthesized cowbell. It's a MIDI cowbell. What did I just say? Like, when you put cowbell, you are building groove. You are building vibe. Case in point. This is so good. Let's see where it goes. Ooh, we bring in an electric guitar. Ooh, we replace the cowbell with like some, it's not a sleigh bell, but it sounds very close to it. Let's see what else we got. Variation, again. Messing around with the bass, with the melodies from the bass. Cowbell again. We bring the what back. Oh, the synths giving the synths complementing the bass over there. We're bringing some more samples in. This is so much fun. I'm gonna make music or anything. I just shovel spoons. Potato, that would make you a great percussionist. Let's see. Serious sample is correct? Yeah, no. Ooh. So now we just bring back the drums with just the bass. We are engaging in what sounds to be the outro. So yes, we are doing, I like this. So we are grabbing the motif from the bass, and we are basically just doing the first part of it and then holding the last note of it. Splitting your motif being a really, really good way that you can develop your material, especially if your motif is a little bit longer. Because one of the things about motifs, right, is that the more complex your motif, the more difficult it is to develop it, because the more components it has. And in this case, we had a 2-part motif, so we slash away part 2, and now we are left with a really, really good one. There's a reason why Beethoven's Fifth Symphony motif, you know, the good old... There's a reason why that is the most famous motif of human history. Because it is one of the simplest motifs that Beethoven then developed in so many ways that he made a 45-minute symphony out of those 4 notes. Like, that simple is how he managed to do it, because he had an extremely simple motif. And right now, Bossfight in the bass had a 2-part motif, each of them pretty simple. So what did he do? He started focusing on the first half of the motif right now for the outro. Play the first half of the motif and then just hold it. And then just hold the last note of that first half. And we have this. See. Disagree, Darude Sandstorm. Darude Sandstorm is very heavily... Darude Sandstorm would not exist if Beethoven had not made the Fifth Symphony. Let's see where it goes. So we have a little siren in the back. And yeah, the outro right now has been just drums and bass, with a couple of like samples here and there for additional texture in what would be called non-functional harmony. I'll explain that in a second. That's how this sounds. And one last... Yeah, there you go. One last hit, one last downbeat, and there you go. There it ends. So, non-functional harmony, right? So, when you're making music, you have 3 components. Melody, harmony, rhythm. Now, everything will usually fall, anything you put into your music will fill one of these 3 purposes. However, there are instruments that despite having pitch, might not fit your melody. Melody being the individual horizontal lines that you have of music. Harmony being by far the most complex one, being the chords you're using, the scales you're using, what chords you get out of your scales, what scales you get out of your chords, the relationship between them, the relationship between the sets of chords, the sets of scales that you're using, that kind of stuff. And rhythm being the use of time. However, there is one type of sound that you can get, which is non-functional harmony. Non-functional for the harmony. Now, non-functional doesn't mean it doesn't have a purpose. It means that it is used for the sake of texture, not so much for the sake of melody or harmony. So it's going to be something there, maybe a harmony, maybe a chord. Usually it's going to be in the percussion, used for additional texture. This is where your samples come in, like the siren we were hearing, or the what being heard over there. These don't really play into whatever scales or chords Bossfight was putting into the groove, but instead they were there as non-functional for texture, for added texture. So that is a very, very interesting, very good tool that musicians have, and it is something that is more on the nowadays contemporary elements that were discovered throughout the 20th century. So yes, the 20th century did bring us some useful tools after all. So, Mozart would lose his shit at the Rick and Morty vape? Probably. No, if there is one person right now that would resemble what Mozart was. There we have something very close to a contemporary Mozart, and that is Jacob Collier. I think that's how you write his last name. This guy, insanely talented. Golden Skull, welcome today. How you doing? Insanely talented. He decided to defy conventions in music and explore sounds in such a way. I think he is what Mozart could have been had Mozart not been a as much of a party boy as he was, because one of the downfalls of Mozart was how much he partied. He partied way too hard. He would spend so much money on parties, and he would be partying all the time, and that was part of his downfall. Sadly, Jacob Collier, in a different extent, I would say he's like a solid 50% Mozart of the potential, and that is one of the highest I would say I've seen ever. Anyway, but yeah, with that, there you go, one final hit and everything, and there it is, Okiba Crackdown by Bossfight, featured in Geometry Dash. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas of 2025, which is a real palpable possibility, it blows my mind. Thank you once again, everybody, for being here. I do not take this for granted at all. If we somehow hit it, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, and I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. We have a member who offered to do a Discord Nitro giveaway. I'm probably going to give away a couple of video games as well. Like, we might give some copies of Vintage Story, or maybe other games. We'll see. If you have any other ideas, or you want to also contribute to the hype, let me know, reach out, and we'll make it happen. Yes, this has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no alting, no rat behaviors like that. Instead, go share the videos with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very distinct concepts, by the way. Go use the hype function on YouTube. I don't know how it works, but we have a group on the Discord that does, so go check it out. Link down below. They're there. Go share this with your online and offline communities and all that stuff. Artists, Bossfight, or any other musician here on YouTube. I want to collaborate with whoever wants to collaborate. So if you ever need any of my musical skills, whether that is guitars or Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old kind of thing, or voice acting, or singing, or if you need help with anything in your compositions or anything like that, just reach out. Let me know. If you're in the audience and you know any artists that could benefit, let them know. Please do not harass anyone. Do not spam anyone. Be cool about it. Do not be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you are a paid member or subscriber, you get access to the videos when I schedule them on Saturdays, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you are not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. Speaking of pinned comments, the pinned comment is now removed on the live stream, so you can start requesting. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing on your local time zone. And you could go ahead and request. I'll explain later. Yes, the schedule is showing in your local time zone on the Twitch and the Discord, both linked down below. So if you live in Balkumba and you, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone. Discord, Twitch, both linked down below. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where we put the gaming after shows when they happen. They get recorded during the live stream on the main channel, and then the recordings go there. We've been playing through Silent Hill recently, also Vintage Story. We played through Alan Wake. I'm catching up with a massive list of games, so we might be playing through a lot of other stuff, so go check it out. Link down below. Or just search on YouTube, same username as James R. Basterd, just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And, yeah, there you go. Okiba Crackdown. What a fun, groovy track that was. Really good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. But, yeah, let's move on.